Hi chaps, hey, another diesel heater video today and a little mea culpa here regarding making a mistake. I recently had it in bits just to clean it out, and I think I explained at the time that there was absolutely zilch in the way of soot. There was nothing in it. Been running with this 28mm pump, etc., and it running quite hot. So I have to say I did make an error, and the error was actually totally man-made. Now, what I'd noticed when I put it back together, there was I always felt there was a kind of smell off the exhaust. The CO levels were up a bit, but I wouldn't say they were extortionately high. I normally got levels around about anything between about 10 and 20 CO from the exhaust, but it got up to about 30, 35 parts per million, and it was giving me more heat, quite a lot more heat. It was regularly going into safety mode and cutting down the pump stroke because it had gone over 210 degrees centigrade. This, I think I've explained to you before, my controller is not the one you can get into and do all the settings. This is the one with all the preset values in the Alpine mode. It's actually a very good controller. I think a lot of people maybe don't like it, but I have no issues with it at all. Anyway, I was drying the washing. We have or the laundry if you're in the States for my wife. It's very damp outside and we don't have a tumble dryer. We don't believe in them. Too many problems with tumble dryers, with them going on fire, etc. So usually I'll bring the laundry in here, washing in here, and leave the door open a little bit for fresh air and put the heater on, and it dries beautifully. It dries really quick. Anyway, I didn't like the smell of the exhaust, and I thought this is going to make the clothes smell a bit iffy. So I decided to open it up. So I took it all to bits again today, and I discovered an error on my part. For some reason, what I had done was, when I put it back together, the first gasket that goes between the fan and the heat exchanger, there was a gasket on it, and a new gasket as well. So what that does, in my opinion, is the gap between the fan and this on the heat exchange, on the burn tube, the top, was greater. So I would assume what that would do is it would not allow the full swirl to get in through these cutouts to give us a decent burn. So it would have been running rich. And I think it probably was. There was still no soot build up in it, but it's been running very hot. This is the one that was in it. I decided to just put another new one in that I had. You can see there's a little bit of, I'll maybe try and a bit, in fact, no, I wouldn't say going outside is a good idea because it's not very bright. As you can see, there's a little bit of a white deposit there, very fine, nothing at all, and actually inside the end of the tube it looks okay. Get a bit more light there, maybe you'll be able to see a bit better. I don't know. Yes, there you go, that's probably a bit better. There's no lumps of carbon or anything. I'll give it a good thump, and the actual serrations on that look nice and clear, but I thought I'll just change it anyway while I'm there. So it's no different. It's the little gauze is fine. There's no issues with the gauze. Bit of smell of kerosene, obviously, as you can see. It's still clean, very clean in there. I haven't taken it out, so that can be used again. There's not a problem with that. But just for quickness, because I wanted to get the job done quick, I actually put the new one in, and it's now running cooler. I have to say, the CO levels have gone right back down to where they were, around about 10, with the higher output pump. But it's running at the moment on Alpine mode. And even so, the CO levels have stayed pretty decent. Let me see, where's my tester? I don't know where I put it. I've got to, where I put half my stuff. Oh, there it is, up here. Okay, it's one of these ones. I wouldn't say they're the best. They don't like sitting in front of the outlet for any longer because they go haywire. So, bring it on. Press that again, that stops that. Now, we are running Alpine mode on level 3. So what we'll do is we'll check it. We'll check it here. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it or not. There we go. 10, 13, 12, 13, 11. There you go. That's a brilliant figure. So that's on Alpine mode. I'll put it on to, we'll take it off the Alpine mode, and that's those two. I'll leave it for a few seconds. Believe it or not, I've got a cup of tea here. These are things that you have to do, you know. And I've also got a Yaesu FT102 on the bench. That wasn't very good yesterday. I was supposed to have been going to a radio rally in the Scottish borders in a place called Galashiels. That's better. And I have a bit of problems with my neck, spondylosis, and I had a flare up. I didn't go. Probably just as well. I managed to get a bit of rest yesterday. And it's no bad today at all. Still got some painkillers and so. The temperature's rising obviously because the fuel in that's going into the burner is now higher, so the temperature rises obviously. So we're still on level 3, but we've taken it off Alpine mode. I think it should jump to 164, which it has. There we go. Okay, well maybe I'll just check it again and see what the CO level is now. Right. Still very much the same. Not a lot in it. Maybe about one or 2 parts per million higher, but perfectly acceptable. So we know then that the burn is good, whether we're using the increased fuel level from the 0.22 to the 0.28. So we know we can do that, and yes, we do get more heat output. This was a 5 kilowatt one when I got it, and I did do some tests on it previously. It was giving me about 4.2 kilowatts. 4.2 to 4.5. Obviously I couldn't be exactly 100% accurate. There's always errors in these things, but I worked it out to be about that. And I warmed the place up, but it took a bit of time. I then went to the 0.28, and I reckoned it was about 7.3 to 7.6 kilowatts out of it. Bit more than I would have expected, so possibly the calculations weren't right. But recently, when we had this, I had this other end with the 2 gaskets, the actual heat output went up, and I have to say it didn't use any more fuel. But obviously because the fuel level going in it wasn't altered in any way. But what was happening was it was a bit richer, so there was a bit more heat output, I would reckon. And it wasn't far off the 8 kilowatt. It was often going up to 210 and throttling back, you know. So it doesn't do that now. So everything's better, everything's running fine. And as I say, hands up, yes, I made a mistake. I put an extra gasket in when I shouldn't have done. But as I say, increased the clearance between the actual fan and the top of the burner unit, the combustion unit. So of course that changed the speed of the air going into it. So anyway, or the swirl, whatever. So it's fixed, it's working, it's back to the way it was beforehand, and it's lovely and clean. And I am running it from the kind of remnants of my sump oil and kerosene mixed together, and there was no ash. Although that does inside look like a little tiny deposit of ash in there, that white stuff. Or beige stuff, I should say. So I think that's what that is. So there you go. Hey, so I'll maybe go and do a bit of amateur radio stuff now after doing that, and we'll make sure that the washing dries. Okay guys, thank you, take care everyone, bye for now.